Visionaries, hello, welcome to Vision Possible. Butch Hartman here, and we are so excited you decided to join us here on this channel and in this program. We want you guys to learn how to not only believe, but to conceive and then to achieve. It should be conceive, believe, achieve. I think though believe, conceive, achieve just sounds better because it's actually backwards alphabetically. Believe, conceive. Yeah, it's like not ABC, it's BCA. Believe, conceive, achieve. Achieve, believe, conceive. They all apply. So believing, conceiving, and achieving your idea is huge. Are you believing in your idea? I'm just going to stop right there. Are you believing in the idea that you have? Think about that. It's very important. Conceiving an idea in the first place. That one probably should come first. Conceiving the idea. You conceive ideas all day long. But very few people, the percentage of people that make money with their ideas is very small compared to the people that have ideas. A lot of people have ideas. Very few people actually pursue them, and even a smaller amount make money with them. So your job right now as a visionary, especially if you're here watching this, is to learn how to make money with your idea. Believe, conceive, and then the achieving part, it's up to you, the achieve part. We all achieve things in different ways. My speed of achievement is way different than your speed of achievement. I'm in my 50s. I'm 56 years old at the time of this recording. But, when I was 36, I achieved things differently. I hadn't achieved as much as I wanted to at that time, so I wanted to achieve more. There's people right now, in fact, there's some people I follow online and some courses that I take. Yes, I take courses as well. There's people whose courses I take that are 30 years younger than me. They're in their 20s and they're in their 30s, 20 years younger than me. They're young people, but man, they've accomplished a lot in areas that I want to know about. The areas of real estate, stocks, investment, that type of thing. Art, I can teach you art all day long. If we sat down right now and we had a pad of paper, pencils, pens, pastels, painting, whatever. I'll begin with P, by the way. Pastel, paint, all these P, P words. But I could sit down and teach you that stuff all day long. I know that stuff like the back of my hand. There's some things I need to improve in for sure. I'm definitely not the best artist in the world, but I've achieved a certain level of, I guess you would say, notoriety because of the art that I do. But there's other things I want to succeed in that I necessarily did not grow up learning or knowing when I was younger. And I'm always trying to enhance what I know, enhance my knowledge, which is why you're here. I'm so glad you're here. What did you accomplish this week that you can point to? What did you accomplish this week? Did you accomplish something unexpected? Or was it something that you were totally shooting for and boom, it finally happened? Something you've been working on for maybe months, maybe years, and something finally broke. You broke through this membrane you were trying to push through and boom, it finally happened. I know one young man just graduated college, a friend of mine, been mentoring him for a while, and wonderful young man. And he just got his first job in his chosen field. And I am so proud of him. And I'm just so excited. That was a huge week for him because he'd been trying for job after job, went to college for 4 years. And then during COVID, by the way, and then got out into the workforce and was out there applying, and just kept at it. And now he is going to be employed in his chosen field. And I am so excited for him. So everybody can achieve something. Maybe you didn't get a job this week, but maybe you've at least found out where you can get a job. Maybe you invested some money that got a return. Maybe you sold an idea. Maybe there's an idea you've been working on. You finally broke through that one thing like that. I'm trying to tell this story and I needed to get to that one story point. Or I really wanted to meet this person. I really wanted to get this connection and boom. It happened. This week was a great week for me. I always say every week's a great week. But this week particularly was interesting because a very notable person reached out to me about providing a service for them. And it's a person I've heard of, a person with a very, very successful track record. And my skill set is a benefit to them at this point. And this person, I never thought I'd ever meet this person. And now this person reached out to me. And now I have a connection with this person. It's kind of fascinating how those things work. And the reason this person found me, because the person really never had thought of me, but this person had their team look for me. or look for someone to help them. And the team landed on me because of my Instagram. That's how they found me, because of my Instagram and what I've been posting on my Instagram. And then once they looked into me, they found out who I was and that sort of thing. So, and that does help, absolutely. I know that everybody out there has had a show on television, but my point is my social media helped me this week. And that was really exciting. And so I wanted to ask you, what have you done to set up your art business this week? We're talking about making money as an artist, and this is the second video in this series. I don't know how many I'll do in this series. I'll do it till I feel we don't have any more to talk about. That might be quite a while. But how do you make money as an artist? You know, we've talked about this. A lot of you out there, many of you I know personally. A lot of you I'm getting to know through the correspondence we have through this channel and my other channels and things. But a lot of you I've talked to personally, and I know what you want to do. A lot of you want to sell a show. A lot of you want to do art for a living. Man, can I understand that? That is so, so cool. And I'm so excited for you. I feel your passion. I know how frustrating yet how exhilarating it can be trying to get someone somewhere to believe in you enough to exchange money for what you're doing. And that's the biggest part, is you do one thing, someone gives you money for it, and you make an exchange. That's what we're trying to do here. What have you done this week to further your art business? I mean, think about it. Write things down. I suggest you keep a journal. Keeping a journal is a huge thing to do because it reminds you of where you were. It reminds you of your game plan too. You can look back in your journal. I have journals from years ago, and some of them are unfinished. I didn't finish the whole journal. I probably went halfway through and bought another one. But I look back at my thoughts and my desires and my dreams from like 13, 14, 15, 20 years ago. I have journals. And I'm just like, wow, look what I was shooting for. And I see what I achieved in that 20 years. You know, it's a great record-keeping system. I'm not saying you got to sit there and be William Shakespeare and write, a whole story about every dream you have. Just go like, did this today, shooting for this today. My goal today, boom, one word, whatever it is. Those little things will spark a memory in your brain there, and you'll be able to see where you've come from and how you're doing. So making money as an artist. We talked about this last time, but I want to kind of go over a few things we talked about. Starting a blog is one. Website, blog, I think they're kind of interchangeable these days. But start a website, put your art on it. Okay, whether you're even if you're working in the industry, if you work at Disney, if you work at Nickelodeon, if you work at some other small animation studio, commercial house that does, animation, wherever it is you're working, if you're an employed artist too, start a website. Because when you're looking for another job, and you will have to do that eventually, hopefully not very often, but you'll have all your stuff up on the website and you look professional. And by the way, speed matters. Speed matters. Like these people finding me on my Instagram this week. There's a million other Butch Hartmans out there. Yes, I'm a well-known Butch Hartman because of the shows I've done. If you're looking for someone like that, but they never even would have thought of me if they not saw my Instagram. They kind of searched for that stuff and they found me. So, and then once your Instagram is up, all your all your information is there to connect with. That's very, very key. So social media really got me a great connection this week. Do you have your social media in place? We already talked about website, blog. Don't just make it and never touch it either. Don't make a website and never go back to it. That's foolishness. That's foolishness. You need to update it. You need to constantly be putting new art on there. Like, I would never want to have the art I did 20 years ago on my website now. I would want to, update it all the time. So, make sure your stuff looks fresh. Make sure your stuff looks timely. You don't want to put stuff from the 1970s on your website because you'll look out of touch. You want to look as though you're on it, you're ready, you can do the job, that sort of thing. You want to have your social media in place as an artist. There's a lot of people who follow this channel, who follow my other channels. I see you guys on Instagram all the time, and I love it. I follow a lot of you, and your Instagram and your social media things are great. Your setup, your page looks great. You post the best art on there that you can. You're interactive on your story. You got to do this stuff, guys. It's all a way of advertising. What I don't want to hear from the older folks out there, and and I'm an older folk, so I can say this. But I didn't say I was old, it says older. But what I don't want to hear from the older people over 35, oh, I don't do that social media stuff. I don't need to do that. I don't know. Well, I'm telling you, you're shooting yourself in the foot by doing that. You are, you're dismissing something that's very powerful that can really help you. And I don't want you to do that. Don't be dismissive over things you don't understand, because a lot of these things you don't understand, there's kids that are in their teens, in their early 20s that are making millions of dollars on social media. Why aren't we? Is my question to you. Why aren't we? Why aren't we taking advantage? I do a lot of things on TikTok now. I never thought I'd ever be on TikTok. Oh, don't go on TikTok. It's this, it's that. Look, I went, okay, until it's proven to be whatever it is. And now listen, there's some other things on TikTok I'm not crazy about looking at. But look, I had a show on television for many years. And there's all kinds of programs on television I'm not necessarily too crazy about, but I still had a show on television. I was an option on TV, right? And so why can't I be an option on TikTok? Why can't I be an option on Facebook? Why can't I be an option on Instagram? You can too. You can be an option on all of those platforms. Don't dismiss them and just go, well, I'm not doing that one. I just don't know how to do it. I think that is a short-sighted way to view your career. Because the older you get, the more things are going to come out. They're going to benefit your career if you can take advantage of them. You know what I mean? Warren Buffett, who's, I don't even know how old he is. He's probably in his 90s by now, or 80s at least. He is an investor. Does he only invest in products from the 1930s? Does he only invest in products from the 1940s? No, he invests in all kinds of brand new products because those products can make him some money. And by the way, you need to invest in stuff too. This person I was talking to this week, where my skill set is coming in handy for this person, I told this person to get an iPad and an iPencil because the things that I'm helping them with are going to require those tools. Boom, they're on it. They're getting it. You know, they probably don't understand the programs I'm going to show them right now, but they're going to learn them. You know, it's going to be awesome. So, and I'm excited about that too. And by the way, this connection is extremely exciting. Simply because I've kind of known this person, I not known, but I knew all this person from afar, and it's just exciting to be working with them. But that can happen for you guys too if you have your social media out there, but you have to work it too. My daughter and I just ran into somebody at the airport. We were coming home at the baggage claim, and she sees her girlfriend, hadn't seen her for like a year. This girl is crushing it on Instagram, and she's a nobody. I don't mean a nobody like no, not everyone's special, but what I mean is you don't know her name. She's just an average mom, but she's learned how to work Instagram to a level. She has like 1 million followers because she does all these baby things and home life things. And how does a girl like that get, that's more followers than I have on Instagram. You're like, well, Butch, you have all these shows on TV. Why don't you have 1 million followers? That's a very good question. I don't know. I'm still working on it. I'm still working the buttons as much as I can. But you know what? More power to that girl. 1 million followers, and she's like a 28-year-old mother. And it's really, really awesome to see. It's very inspiring. But how do you make money as an artist? First of all, what kind of art are you doing? We talked about that. How are you packaging your art? Are you packaging it? If somebody were to order something from you, number one, how do they find you? Number two, how do they pay you? Are you set up for that too? Well, I take a check. Well, I only take cash. If you only take cash, you're not going to make much money because very few people pay in cash these days. They still do. I'm not saying they don't, but a lot of people have their card or they have their PayPal or whatever it is. Those are great ways to make money quickly because people can just drop it online to you and boom, it's your money. Someone just forwarded me some money last night and I said, it was on Apple Pay. And I said, I'm not set up for Apple Pay. And they went, oh, well, I already forwarded it. I can't take it back. So I went, okay, I better get set up for Apple Pay. I had to do it. It took me 2 seconds. Like I would say 2 minutes, maybe a minute and a half. I had to enter some numbers, but very simple to do. And so I got the money, which was great. So you need to learn how to do this stuff, you guys. But how is someone going to pay you? And how do they find you? And how do you package your art? What are people getting for their money? You know, what are they getting? Are they getting like okay, let's say you're going to do a drawing for them. How are they getting it? Are they getting it digitally where it's emailed to them? Or are they getting it a physical piece of paper, put in an envelope and mailed through traditional mail? Are they getting it that way? Are they getting an NFT, which is a crypto way of selling art these days? I don't know if you know what those are, but you got to find out what those are. I just recently heard about this new technology. I know what blockchain is, and I know what Bitcoin is and all that stuff. But NFTs are a way of selling crypto art. They're quite fascinating. You should look into that. Back to the initial point, how is someone going to pay you when you do art for them? Back in the old days, the 80s, when I was a teenager, in the early 80s, I would go to art fairs with a buddy of mine, and I would draw caricatures of people at the art fair. We had a card table. We had a little easel. I'd put a sign up that says cartoon of you, and I had a bunch of markers, and I would sit there and say, hi, nice to meet you. What do you like to do? I like to fish. And I would draw their picture, and I'd color it in, and then my friend would color it in, and we'd probably make about $10 a picture. By the end of the day, we had $300 or $400, and we'd split it. Because at this art fair, there was all this expensive art, but we weren't really expensive, and people could afford what we were doing. So, and how'd they get the product? They got it right from my hand, right to them, because I was sitting right there in front of them. So that was one way I made money doing art. How can you make money? I really want to draw cartoons. Great. Are you good at it? You know, I know you're probably good for you. Maybe you're like, I draw what I draw really well. Well, fantastic. Is anyone going to pay you for it? And what do? Do you have an art studio set up to do all this stuff? When all the orders start coming in, how are you going to do it? Do you have an art studio set up? Do you have a fulfillment center? Meaning, how do you fulfill your orders? How does your customer get their order? Do you put it in the mail yourself? Do you have an assistant? If you have an assistant, you probably have to pay them. You know, all these expenses come into play as well. So keep all that in mind. You know, these are ways that we make money as artists. And if someone were to hire you, let me ask you this. If you want to get a job in a major studio, you want to work for DreamWorks or Universal, or you want to work for, Nickelodeon or Disney, what is it you do? Are you a storyboard artist? Well, I really want to be one. Okay, great. But are you? You know, when you're hired at somewhere like, a place like Disney, they want to see top quality stuff. They want to see the best of the best. And you need to be that good. And it might take you sacrificing a few hours of your day, each and every day, to get that good. Well, I don't have time to draw today. There's a few people that I teach how to draw, and a lot of them will sometimes send me notes. I won't hear from them for weeks, and then I'll finally get a picture from them. So I haven't been able to draw these last couple weeks. I've been very busy. And I'm like, well, in my head, I don't say this, but I'm like, well, if you've been that busy, you're probably not going to make much money as an artist, because if you want to make money as an artist, it has to be your job. You have to do it every single day. So what are you doing every day that you love? That's what you should do for a living. What someone doesn't have to pay you for. I say this all the time. Anyway, so listen, I want you guys to succeed as an artist. I want you to get set up online. I want you to learn about how to get the money when someone wants to pay you. What account does it go in? Again, is it a bank account? Is it a PayPal account? How do you get the money, and how do you use that money to further your business? Do you advertise? Do you boost your Facebook posts? Do you have a link where people can go to your website? You need to attach that link to everything you post, all that sort of thing. 100 people might see your post. 10 might actually click the link, and then 2 will probably buy. There's an attrition rate like you can't believe. You're going to lose a lot, but you're going to have to put a lot out there to get a little back. But the more you get out there, the more people know about it. Okay, so be prepared to do your social media. Be prepared to, website, blog, social media. And get your skills ready too, man. Get ready to go here. Get ready to sell your art and make some money. I really want to see you do this, and I want to see you get prepared. Preparation is key. We're going to talk about this in another video about preparing your business to sell your art. Okay? So until then, have a great rest of your week. And don't forget, we want to help you make your daydream, your day job,